All right, we're back. Look at it, we're live and everything. We kind of I had to bring back the boy because
we had to bring back a lot of things,
right? Including you, Jay Peckham.
Including me.
I got to tell you, there's so many people to be happy to see you.
Yeah.
I, of course, am one of them.
Yeah, thanks, brother. I appreciate it.
I've had a few people before you got here walking by. How's Jay doing? Where's Jay?
Yeah.
He's here.
He's here.
That's what my son said. He was just talking. Said, "Well, you're here." You know,
and he's happy to be here. Let me
right.
tell you, it's been a rough year for sure.
Yeah.
I missed half of last season.
Yeah. What a season to miss.
What a season.
Couldn't have missed a few years ago.
I know. I hear you, but I did catch a lot of games on the TV.
Yeah.
But I couldn't physically be here. So.
I know.
It's all good though. Glad to be back, and what a night to be back! Holy snapping!
I look around, right? People are excited to be here. Well, it's Friday night, hockey time. I gotta say, I'm gonna brag a little. I was really excited this year to be able to be given permission to live stream the 3 preseason games.
Yeah,
never
absolutely.
been allowed to do that before, and
yeah.
So thanks to Jake at the Sarnia Sting and everybody
absolutely.
else. Lee Cunningham and Pat DeRoche came in there to do the play-by-play for me, and it's really just kind of a milestone in the live streaming world. And it turned out, I thought, pretty good. You know?
I caught at least one of those games on the TV and looked great.
Were you impressed?
Yeah, CHL TV, because CHL TV, they were offering it all.
Free views, right?
Freeview, yep. So for the preseason, it was a good gig.
It was exciting too because I had my son here helping me with that one, and he's back as well. So that means I can look straight at the camera now. I don't have to worry about what's going on over there, right? So,
perfect.
And I will give a shout out to Ask Guy. Do you know how I say that slowly?
Ask Guy.
Ask Guy. Hey, Dave.
Yes.
Instead of Ask Guy.
Yeah, Ask Guy.
Right.
Yes,
and of course,
that would be
our
to
friends.
Get the K in there.
That's right. I can talk really, really fast, and then I have to say, Ask Guy.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Guy. Supporting me for 12 years, so that's awesome. And a shout out to Hughes Intelligence as well, who is, it looks like some of them are here. They provide the security and everything here for the Sarnia Sting. So thanks to them as well. Where do we start with this year? I mean, maybe we start a little bit with last year. I mean, obviously the disappointment at the end of it there, especially when we were playing London.
But who knew what was going to happen?
Well,
I mean,
it's OHL.
8th place team out of the Eastern Conference coming out of nowhere to take the whole enchilada and go all the way to the map. Who knew?
Yeah.
Like, you could never in a million years predicted
especially
Peter Burrows rise
if we review a bit of that year, it was one we really got off to a rough start again. With a lot of injuries there. And then
100%.
people were on, and then they were back, and then they were gone again, and then they were back, and then they were fighting, and they were gone. Like, wow, it was just,
But it seems to me, too, this year should be an interesting start. I mean, I caught all the preseason stuff, which was great. But it just seems like every team in the league has been literally just decimated this year, like with all the call-ups to the big show and the guys that are going the university or college route we just seem to be missing a whole lot of people.
That's the OHL, though. Like, you never
know.
I know what you mean.
It just seemed really pointed this year, because
like it's affecting
Windsor,
every team.
Yeah, Windsor really had a great team last year as well, and they just got hammered.
Right.
The Knights,
there's trouble.
The Knights, they got wrecked, and they came back.
Yeah.
With a whole lot of guys short. So.
And we were feeling pretty confident going into that last game, even or a couple before that. We were like, we got this. We're going all the way. And then their goalie was hurt. Oh. So I'm sorry, I forget the names, but he was replaced
by Bowen and Bowen. My goodness,
he
stood on his head and spit quarters. Like,
and we were like, what the
heck is it? But you never know. Again, it could be the battle of the goalies, and you come up against a hot goalie that's hard to solve, and
Bowen's been a great goalie, and he totally came through. And it's got to be hard to be that one sitting on the bench.
Yeah,
you're almost like going for the main goalie, but then you're like, I really want to play.
Well, and then we thought we had Benny, to be playing for most of our year, and he's busy minding Tampa's net right at the moment. So. But I mean, on the other hand, we've got Nick Suzuka, who's He's
a force to be reckoned with this group. I'm telling you right now. Even in the preseason, being upstairs, hearing from Lee and Pat DeRoche and all these guys. Hello, Thomas family. They're all talking about it. Like, he's really come through for this team
Sure he
when
has.
they needed to have him there. And now here's his opportunity to really shine.
For the guys who have come back this year, and are playing for us, I'm pretty happy, with the group that we got. I mean, primarily, I'm really looking forward to seeing Marco Sikic playing this year because, he was one of those young guys that kind of stepped up for us last year. He wasn't getting a lot of ice time, and then when we had all the injury issues and stuff like that, he was one of those guys that really came through. He was just a solid stand-up player and, played both ends of the rink, and I think we're going to see a pretty decent performance from him this year.
All right, well, we'll talk more about him in another sense, but first let's talk to you about the announcement earlier today of the leadership team here for the Sarnia Sting. Cooper Way has been named the captain of this team,
which is an interesting choice.
And let's get your thoughts on that.
Well, I think for me, here's the thing. Like, I really only have the fan perspective from last season, and you know what? Cooper didn't get a lot of play time. And and when he did, it was okay. I don't think it was terrific, but clearly, if the team is picking him as the captain, there's more to this guy than we realize as fans. You know what I mean? Because the kind of guys that they pick for captains, they're the guys that are motivational dudes. Like, they're good with the team. They get along with people.
They know how to get back up.
They know how to get back and back into the game and stuff like that. And they encourage and train and help and all that sort of stuff. So I'm expecting to see some good things from Cooper this year. And now with nobody really ahead of him, as the captain of the team, he's got some big shoes to fill, but I think
for sure.
I think clearly
Let's
he's
go
got
Sting.
something.
There you go.
He's got something that I think is going to be good for the team this year.
Before we get to the next two, let's see if we get Jason to show us the crowd that's here walking by right now. It is just
crazy.
So amazing. Everybody's yelling, "Go Sting, go!" And I reached out to some friends, the Thomas family there. I was like, "Hey, you want to go to the game tonight?" I got 4. Yeah. Is it that time already? Right? Passing through to that, and you can just feel the vibe in this room.
All right, it's great to be back at the rink
for sure. All right, moving on next now, past Cooper Way, which I hear what you're saying about him there. I give him a little more credit than you do as far as the playing goes, but I mean.
Well, we'll see. As long as he doesn't turn into a Ryan Mast, I'm a happy guy.
Right.
Sorry, Ryan. I didn't mean to say that.
Sorry, not sorry.
Yeah, I totally did. But anyway, whatever. No.
So, but it's obviously not the best skilled player on the team that makes captain. There's so much more that goes into that.
There's so much.
And the alternates are just as important because they got to back up the captain. They're having lots of conversations. So Marco Sikic is the next alternate in there as well. And I tend to have to agree.
It's a great choice.
He has multiple skills. Great player on the ice.
Strong skater.
Knows how
hands.
to push through in those hard times and in those binding moments in the corner. I thought.
And he's a playmaker too.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a good thing. What we're going to probably see, I would think, if I was a predicting kind of guy, is I think we're going to see Marco with a lot of points this year.
Okay.
But he's going to pile up just as many assists as he's going to get goals.
All right.
Because he's that kind of playmaker, dude. I mean, he's one of those kids that, when I talk about being able to see hockey, when he's on the rink, he knows where the puck is. He knows where the players are. He sees the plays developing.
He's very alert.
And very, very intuitive hockey player. So I think we can expect to see a lot of points from Marco.
All right. And then, of course, Wainwright is in there. Another.
I've been a big fan of Easton Wainwright for a long time. I saw him a couple years back in training camp, and I loved the way he played. Not a big dude, but, man, he's fast, and he's one of those special guys. I compare him very much to remember we had Franco Sproviero?
Right.
Spro was one of those guys, he was
Pass
intercepting
all the
pass.
time.
He would play hard, 110% of the time. And I think that's the kind of play we're going to see out of Easton Wainwright, and we already have seen it. We saw it all last season. Anytime he was on the ice, he's a thinking player, fast on his feet, he's going to make some stuff happen for us.
All right, well, some great choices in there for sure.
Absolutely.
All right, now welcome back Josh Boyce. We hear him on the PA announcing up there. Of course, you can also tune into CHOK online or on the radio to listen to the play-by-play commentary with, of course, Lee Cunningham and our friends Pat DeRoche. They'll be broadcasting as well. Now, we talk about the old guys.
Yeah.
Let's talk about some of the new. I mean, the LeBlanc brothers are in there.
Yeah, and I like that. It's an interesting combination.
It really is, right?
Well,
I wouldn't want to be the play-by-play guy for that one.
No, because preseason, Andrew, who's our winger, I mean, dude's got some skills.
Totally does.
He certainly racked up some goals. He's exciting to watch. Some amazing plays and a great passer. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, he's just really good at that.
Yeah, accurately.
And then his brother, his twin brother, is a D-man, and he's a good offensive defenseman, which is, I think, something that we've always really tried hard to find and never really found too many of them.
Yeah.
We found a few of them.
Occasionally.
You know what I mean? Occasionally. I mean, people like Ryan Wilson and even Kevin Spinozzi.
Yeah.
They were really good on the blue line, taking good hard slap shots from the blue line, occasionally getting some goals for us, which is awesome. But for the most part, they were formidable dudes at the blue line. And I think that's a great combination. And we did see in the preseason see them playing together on the same.
Yeah, for sure.
Especially all the special team stuff, which was awesome.
It's got to be interesting to be a twin, first of all, just to be a twin.
Well, and they were born a day apart, too, technically. If you look at their birthdays.
Because one was born at, 11:59 and 12:01?
Yeah, exactly.
All right, sure. But that and adding that into the ice and the locker room.
Yeah,
like
100%.
I don't that if I was a player, I'd be confused already.
At that age, I was busy beating up on my brother. Let me tell you,
We'll see how that works.
We're good now, but man, back then I wouldn't have been so good.
Dalen Moses.
Oh
is
my
another
goodness!
One.
Absolutely.
Wow, is this a superstar player for this thing?
Well, I don't know. I'm reluctant to throw out superstar.
I say that because a lot of people have been suggesting that.
Yeah, and you know what? I've been really impressed by his play. I mean, this is a big guy who knows how to use
Not
his
afraid
size.
to get in there.
Not afraid to get in there. Plays an aggressive style of hockey. And you know what? We tend to have hard times against aggressive teams.
Well,
and I think
we stepped that up a little bit more last year.
Oh my goodness!
Like in the playoff part of things.
If you caught some of that preseason stuff against Flint and
right.
the Knights, I mean,
I forgot about
my
that.
goodness, you know, like. There had to
Not
hand out
afraid of
almost
Flint this
100
year,
penalty
apparently.
minutes. Nope.
Right.
You know, and you know what? That comes with when you get a little bit of size going on with guys who knows how to use it. That was only my biggest thing. And Ryan, again, I hate to pick on you, brother, but you know what? He was a big guy, but he just didn't use his size. So I was always a little disappointed that he didn't do that. But I mean, decent player otherwise.
For sure.
But you know what? I would like to see
and,
a little more aggression.
Sometimes there too, the young guy coming in, the new guy coming in, sort of thing, and something to prove, maybe.
Yeah, I don't know.
I think you have to find that balance between something to prove and just play your position at the same time, right?
Absolutely.
And somebody that can do that and comes by it honestly is Lane Sim.
Sim, Here again, not a great big guy, but
his dad has two TVs side by side at home now.
Very dynamic player. Let's say that.
I met the dad.
Did you?
At the end of last year.
Nice.
And when it was sort of coming that Lane was coming here, and Jake said, "Oh yeah, he's got two TVs."
Yeah.
And I'm like, "What? Oh!" Right. Because of course the other son on the London Knights team.
Yeah,
right?
absolutely.
But and of course the dad Sim himself, who. Boy, there's a guy like I wasn't really around when he was playing, but I was watching some old YouTube stuff.
Oh,
wow.
Yeah. Heck of a player.
I would just like, if he was coming at me, I'd just be like, there you go.
Whoop, there you go. Absolutely.
Get right out of the way and let him go.
Yeah.
So and we're going to see that here too.
Yeah, I think he's an exciting player to watch too, and I think. He's going to put up some real good points for us this year, too.
Yeah. Anybody else noticeably?
There's two guys I want to mention. Again, we've really strengthened up our D a little bit. Mm-hmm. So Nathan O'Meara, I think, is a heck of a player. I've been really impressed by his preseason play, and even during training camp and stuff like that. He really shone for me. I think that was a good thing.
Okay.
And the other guy I'm going to keep my eye on is a guy named Houston Hurt.
Yeah.
And you know what? Again, here's another guy who's not afraid of some physical hockey.
Yeah.
And I think that is really going to strengthen our team this year.
Yeah.
I think we're not going to be shying down from some of these more aggressive teams. I think we're going to take it to them.
Right.
And that's my prediction. We'll see how that goes.
Windsor in the house tonight. Of course, they'll be looking for some payback.
Yeah.
I mean, preseason's preseason. Some people, it's only preseason. Yeah, but
I'm still predicting a
W, right,
yes,
for sure.
I am.
And, hey, there's that guy again. This is it, right? Things come on hard here. It's the first game of the season for this hockey club.
Yep.
I did have a few moments with Dylan Seeker earlier today.
Right.
And he was running around up here, and I said, how's it going? And he's like, it's hot in here.
It's hot in here.
I'm like, what? He goes,
it has been roasting.
He goes, I'm losing weight, Burrows.
Yeah, this is crazy.
But I said, seriously, how's it going? I said, are you ready? Not are you ready, but you're ready. And he's like, you know what? He's like, these young fellas get out there and they get practicing and practicing and detail. And he says, sometimes they hit a point where they're like, come on, I'm just ready to play hockey.
Yeah, let's play.
And he said, and that's where they are. So that brings some energy, right? They're like, here
100%.
we go, let's go. We did our drill. I was walking around here the other day. They were practicing drills, and everybody's like, wow, they were working hard out there. So I can tell you, I predict them coming out the gate with a ton of energy, especially against a team like Windsor. I know we haven't, it's too early to tell, but I feel like the Sarnia Sting, especially after last year and how they performed, there's still some of that around and some more improvements, or new improvements, I should say.
They did great in the offseason.
We're in
picking
for a
players,
ride
man,
this
I
year
think.
with this.
I
That's
think
my
it's gonna
prediction.
Be a good year. Yes, as it is mine as well. Yeah.
All right. Well, it's good to have you back, Jay. I'm glad you're
100%.
doing well.
I'm so happy to be here.
And I think Lee Baisley, if we can find him, maybe we'll just have the two of you on next period. We'll do that.
We'll see how that goes.
We're going to get ready to wrap things up here in just a moment. But want to say welcome back, everybody, live from the Sarnia Sting Concourse. And you're going to have I didn't tell you, we're going to do that when we go.
Nice.
All right. So here it is for the first time this year, live from the Sarnia Sting Concourse. I'm David Burrows and my friend Jay Peckham.
Go Sting, go!
Yeah, there you go.